Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Jordan is essentially blocking any conviction of Trump. Even if they do convict him, he's ensuring that an appeal would reverse any absurd, prosecution. CNN, Jordan subpoenas former senior prosecutor in Manhattan DA's office in connection to probe of Trump's case. Why is this important? Because a Ready for Hillary super PAC, again, a Ready for Hillary super PAC, yes, a super PAC from Hillary Clinton, yes, I am not making this up, worked with Michael Avenatti, the former lawyer for Stormy Daniels, who is now in prison. So, this is something that they're probably going to look into. You can look, and I've talked about this a lot. This is an ancient history. Washington Examiner, Hillary Clinton's most loyal aide, now wants Michael Avenatti in 2020. So, one of the founders of a very important Clinton super PAC was working very closely with Michael Avenatti. Nobody's talking about this really, but it's very important. And Jim Jordan's going to ask in Congress to these two people, one, the Clinton lawyer, so he actually sent out a subpoena also to a Clinton attorney, okay, because they do all their work through lawyers and public relations executives, okay. And so Fox News, Jordan subpoenas former Manhattan DA office attorney. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan on Thursday subpoenaed former New York County Special Counsel District Attorney Mark Pomerantz to testify on the role he played in investigating former Donald Trump's finances before resigning in protest when Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg initially declined to charge Trump with crimes. But here, really quickly, Avenatti quietly builds 2020 machine. Ready for Hillary founder, Washington Free Beacon, announces he will absolutely, let's see, it's taking a million years back, absolutely support Avenatti in Dem primary. So what is a Ready for Hillary founder doing supporting Michael Avenatti in the Democratic primary? That is a question that Jim Jordan will ask of this former Manhattan DA office attorney under oath. And a variation of that question. I mean, imagine if the tables were turned. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen, right now. This is huge. And this isn't just a state prosecution of a criminal. They had to find felonies that they could possibly combine with misdemeanors, state misdemeanors they could combine with a felony on the federal level, and the whole thing's an absolute unmitigated disaster for Democrats. Because you don't have to combine different misdemeanors and felonies for Hunter Biden. That laptop's right there. One picture alone is enough. There are more felonies in one picture from Hunter's laptop than, Trump has committed in his whole life. Which, by the way, Trump hasn't committed a felony in his entire life. This is purely political. That's why they went after him. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows this. Well, let's keep reading. In a letter attached to the Thursday subpoena of Pomerantz, Jordan said Pomerantz, quote, publicly criticized Bragg for failing to aggressively prosecute President Trump, and even wrote a memoir describing his eagerness to investigate President Trump and disclosing internal deliberations about the investigation. There was also a leak, by the way. So, the Manhattan District Attorney could be disbarred, according to Alan Dershowitz, because of that leak. Go to hagoodman.com to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, and other publications. Become part of a newsletter there. Ladies and gentlemen, my new Patreons, thank you. To my super thanks, thank you. This is huge. This basically could lead very well to Alvin Bragg's indictment when you get a different attorney general. Because they're going to find out, okay, they're going to keep demanding testimony of attorneys at the Manhattan DA, okay? You're not going to be able to just ignore, you're not going to be able to continue to say, oh, well, we're ignoring a congressional demand, just like Jim Jordan did. Well, Jim Jordan was not linked to any possible crime. There was no possible crime in January with Trump. You could say, well, that's not true. He compelled people. No, he didn't. That's why they didn't get him in January or as a Russian operative. They've been making things up about Trump for 7 years. The diminishing returns of doing that led them to fall into a political trap of their own making that only benefits former President Trump, because they were so utterly desperate to finally indict him that even within the indictment, they don't list the federal crime because there was no federal crime. And the only way they can get him on a felony is to list misdemeanors and hope one day the FEC indicts him or fines him. Just gives him because the FEC fined President Obama. I talked about that last night. And then there's a huge trial now with Leonardo DiCaprio regarding $30 million possibly being funneled to the Democratic Party, okay, through a donor of the Democratic Party and President Obama. So it's like it's really, really unbelievable. I mean, it's just really unbelievable. Let's continue here. Although you claim that you were able to put aside your personal feelings about Trump during the investigation, the depth of your animosity towards him apparent in your writing. You wrote President Trump, I saw him as a malignant narcissist, which, by the way, these are the people going after Trump embody that quote, and perhaps even a megalomaniac who posed a danger to the country and the ideals that matter to me. The ideals like record low unemployment, record highs in household median income, the fact that he removed Americans within the Doha Agreement that Biden completely botched. I love when these people, like these morally superior people, Trump is a danger to democracy. We're 90 seconds to midnight, genius, according to the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. We are literally talking about a nuclear possible Armageddon because of Biden's foreign policy. Oh, nothing to do with Biden. It just happened. Okay. We now have a new normal of inflation at 6 to 7% or more. Nothing to do with Democrats. Yeah, it has everything to do with Democrats. They pushed a toilet paper run. Now we have bank runs because of their apoplectic response to everything that's serious. He's a megalomaniac. Who posed it? His behavior made me angry and even disgusted. Jordan said, quoting a Pomerantz book, People versus Donald Trump, an inside account. I mean, they wrote too many books, they had to indict him. So, I mean, the man didn't commit a crime, but the megalomaniacs are after him. See, you might not like Trump. Here's the thing with Donald Trump, okay? There's Hillary Clinton operatives and I think Hillary Clinton will be the 24 nominee for the Democratic Party. I think it'll be Trump, and Hillary Clinton will redo it again. I'm obviously going to vote for Trump because I want record low poverty in 2019. Okay, I just unbelievable when you see Democrats and media, they look at Trump not as who he is. They look at Trump as the caricature that they've created to make themselves feel good about who they are, who they think they are. Okay? These are the people who pontificate about the environment and flood 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves. Now the whole planet's moving away from the dollar. Congratulations. That too won't be Biden's fault. Hit subscribe to this channel. I'll be back in a couple of hours. An indictment of Bragg is possible because of this. Okay, that's not hyperbolic. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now.